Well, that didn't really go across correct, but yeah, there you go. We're doing some Animal Jam today. Wow. We're expecting that, were ya? I thought it'd be rather fun to potentially do, personally. Yeah. Ooh, I actually minimized it for a second there. But yeah, we'd be jamming it up. So, we have a little setup for the Bit Buddy over there. If you can see it in the corner here. But I am a fan of this game. I've been playing it forever, but as you can tell, not a member. So we are going to be vibing here. I have a little den set up here, kind of in a theme, you know? Found one of these. Found one of these. I'm also at like the maximum almost of inventory space. You can't see it, but it's 397 out of 400. Kind of like if I go in here, you're gonna see 99 out of 100. So we don't got too much room to work with. But we do got some stuff to work with. So I was thinking maybe we could try to do some adventures. Maybe not the event one, but or we could do games. Actually, I think it's actually a good idea if I do something else real quick. So if we go to Jamal Township, I don't believe there is. Yeah, there's not one for Jamal Township, so I guess go everywhere else. The little books. Mosses are tiny, green, non-flowering plants found throughout the world, and reindeer eat moss because it helps provide the energy they need to live in cold weather. Many mosses can survive months of being extremely dry and can return to life within a few hours of being watered. So, I did these back when I was younger. I did learn some stuff like moss and woodpeckers I of course already knew, but there's definitely some more obscure ones. To find food, woodpeckers peck holes into trees. Woodpecker skulls are specially adapted to withstand this hard pounding. The plated woodpecker has a long tongue and sticky saliva which it uses to capture ants and beetle larvae. Larvae? Oh wow wow. Should actually turn up the Animal Jam music since it's rather quiet. There we go. One of my favorite games right there. It's just Peggle, basically. I had a taste of Peggle once when I was younger. And then I just fed into it. Termite colonies eat non-stop, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Bacteria called protozoa live in the termites' digestive tracts. The protozoa digest the wood the termites eat. Termites have wings that they shed once they have found a good place to build a nest. Protozoa mentioned, let's go! I miss when this game was a bit more educational when I was younger, which is funny, coming from someone who cannot stand looking at educational content sometimes outside of, like, a video, but, you know. It was just a lot more fun when they actually focused on things like this. Poison ivy can grow on bushes and vines, and it produces small greenish white fruit. Most people are allergic to an oil that poison ivy produces, and if any poison ivy touches their skin, it will cause a rash. People sometimes use this phrase to help them avoid poison ivy. Leaves of 3, let it be. We did miss out on that skunk, though, but they will come back. We don't have enough people, but a fun little thing would be here if you got a bunch of people dancing around it. Skunks will come back. We can just keep an eye like this on them. Mushroom. Mushrooms produce spores in their gills, that little part down there, which are located in the top or the cap of the mushroom. Some mushrooms can release 2 billion spores a day. That's 2,700,000,000 spores. One species of mushroom can shoot its spores up to 6 feet in the air to help spread them as far as possible. Because just like trees and dispersing, they want it to be as far away as they can from themselves. Firefly. Fireflies aren't actually flies. They are members of the beetle family. Fellow right there. Fireflies can manually produce light using special cells called photocytes. Because of the light they emit, fireflies are also known as lightning bugs. Young fireflies are sometimes called glowworms. And there's pet glowworms in Play Wild, so that's pretty fun. Got a snail. Look at that fella. Handled many a snails. Crawling non-stop, it would take a snail several days to go 1 mile. Snails live on the land and in the ocean, and they are related to some underwater animals such as oysters and squids. The main difference between snails and slugs is that snails have shells and slugs do not. We gotta love cephalopods, and we gotta love gastropods, we gotta love all the pods. Although they are drastically different. That guy, pretty cute. So, the skunk and her babies haven't come back out. You can see how far we are, though. So you can see you need an owl, a crow and or raven, a chipmunk, and the squirrels. The, oh, there they are. Skunk. Skunks are known for their ability to spray stinky liquid at predators. This liquid is an oil that is produced by special glands that are under skunks' tails. Skunk spray isn't dangerous at all, but it can stay in clothing and stink for days. Which is very true. You smell them all the time in the countryside. So up here, there should be the owl somewhere up here. I believe it goes right here, actually. And the raven / crow, I actually don't recall where they go. I have that exact combo somewhere in my history of this game. It's funny. I know there's one that is a bit impossible to get nowadays because of different changes, and it's going to be in the Coral Canyons up there. But it should be fine. We shouldn't run into any issues. Oh, there he is. A raven, a Mateo. Ravens can live in all types of environments, from frozen tundras to hot deserts. Though ravens look like and are closely related to crows, ravens are bigger and have bigger bills. Right there, a little bigger beak. Ravens that are kept as pets can be taught to mimic or repeat words. And there's the owl. Oh, look at him. Great horned owls get their name because they have 2 tufts of feathers on their heads that look like horns. These tufts are called plumicorns. Because plumes make horns. And corn. Oh. Great horned owls are the most common owls in the North and South America. In North and South America. And they range from the northern parts of Alaska and Canada to the southern parts of Argentina and Chile. Or Chile. Ooh. We are on a roll. Now we just gotta find the chipmunk, and I actually don't remember where the chipmunk is. So that might prove a little difficult for me. Literally no clue where he might spawn. He might spawn on the log down here, actually. Ooh. Might spawn down here. Around here, maybe? Maybe even up here. I wish they'd release a build where it had all the stuff removed, just for people who wanted to play without these, or toggle them off. Like, I know it might be a bit taxing, maybe, but it'd be fun to have it where, like, yeah, I get why that's there, but it's kind of awkward to, like, get rid of the game locations. Especially ones that kind of break up the natural look. So, like, this makes sense with the Hedgehog, the Pac-Man game that's down there. But the sorter game, the frisbee game, even like the pet adoptions and the topiary shop, they're kind of disruptive to how it visually looks a little bit. If we don't find the little chippy here in just a little, though, maybe here he'll spawn. But if we don't see him a little bit, maybe like in 2 minutes, I'll probably hop to the next area. You can always come back to it. Let me look real quick. So, we'd have to be continuing to play for an hour 30 if I wanted to go for the Birds of Paradise next. And, although I'm doing the little journal book, there are rewards you get, which is a den item. I can't redeem them even if I wanted to. I don't have the room for it, so I'm just going to leave them in the boxes, not pick them up. Which I don't see a big issue with. And, because I don't think we can actually access it without very specific criteria. I don't remember if it's this way or not. But we're not going to be touching the Call of the Alphas one. Just for the... It's going to be on the very left then instead. We're not going to be touching that coop. There we go. Because it would require me to find someone who has the books and go through there, as far as I know at the moment. Chipmunk. Chipmunks are rodents and are closely related to squirrels and mice. There are 25 species of chipmunks. Most of them live in North America, but the Asiatic chipmunk, Asiatic chipmunk lives in parts of Asia and Europe. All chipmunks have stripes down their backs. These stripes can range in color and number. Look at that fella, and we finished it. We can move on out. Let's go to Mount Chevere. So default we have like this down here with the junipers. Juniper trees and shrubs are evergreens, which means they stay green all year and don't lose their leaves in the fall. Juniper berries are blue-gray in color, and they have a very strong taste and smell. Some junipers can grow up to 50 feet tall. And there you go. We're going to have some ranging over here, and we're going to have this flower too. The Himalayan poppy. Himalayan poppies are said to be the color of the blue Tibetan sky. The leaves and stems of the Himalayan poppies are covered in sharp spines. The Himalayan poppy is the national flower of Bhutan. Bhutan? I think it's Bhutan. Let me lower the Animal Jam audio just a little here, in case. Okay. I also got some gold. Gold has been prized among civilizations since ancient times. Gold is one of the easier metals to form and was often used by ancient civilizations to make jewelry. Since gold is such a soft metal, copper is sometimes added to make it harder. Kids, that's why your Minecraft has it where it's easy to break your golden tools. We got some permafrost. Permafrost is soil that stays frozen for years at a time. Depending on what different materials are in the soil, different patterns can form in the permafrost. Scientists estimate that some permafrost in Siberia has been frozen for more than 1 million years straight. Ooh. I'm gonna check something for like a nanosecond here. Uno. I'm gonna check this real quick for audio mixing. Okay, let me mute this real quick and I'm gonna talk and make sure I'm able to hear myself. I'm gonna test this one more time a little bit. Oh, you dastardly moth. Okay. I think I should be able to keep the mixing without it being lowered, actually, for this. We'll just keep it at, like, -6. There we go. Hawk moth. Hawk moths are powerful flyers and can reach speeds of almost 30 miles per hour. Most hawk moth adults sip nectar through a long straw-like tongue called a proboscis. One species, however, steals honey from bees. Hawk moths can have wingspans that measure up to 8 inches across. We are jamming it up today. We can wait for the fellow down there. I believe this might be one. I can't remember. No. Oh, there's the fellow. The red panda. Red pandas are also called lesser pandas and fire foxes. Boom. In the past, scientists have identified red pandas as relatives of both giant pandas and raccoons. Red pandas weigh about 8 pounds and are almost 23 inches long. Their bushy ringed tails are almost as long as their bodies are. I forgot if the bamboo counts. I don't think the bamboo counts as anything here. Let's make our way out of here. Oh, let's click you. I think you count too. No, we missed him. Does he actually, wait, does he not count? No, he does not. We're good. However, we should see someone over here. At least. I am going to actually turn the volume a lot lower for me. It is a bit too loud for me at the moment. There we go, the Himalayan Tower. Himalayan towers are goat-like animals that live on some of the steepest cliffs and mountains in the world. Himalayan towers live in groups of 2 to 30 animals. Female towers can weigh up to 80 pounds, and male towers can weigh up to 160 pounds. Lastly, we got a little gopher guy. We got some yaks, I believe, and quail and or partridge, or whatever that may be. I cannot recall. I believe the quail spawn there. Or here, I swear it's... or the birds. Probably not quail. Don't remember where the little groundhog guy spawns. Oh, there he is. Lemming? Yes, lemming. Lemmings are rodents and are related to mice. Every 2 to 5 years, some lemming populations will grow so large that thousands of lemmings will migrate in search of food and better habitat. A common myth claims that during this migration, lemmings will jump off high cliffs and into the ocean. Thankfully, this is not true. That is true. That is not true. Disney fabricated that for something once. Yak. Yaks are a type of wild cattle that live in Asia at high elevations ranging from 10,000 to 18,000 feet. In China, yaks are known as hairy cattle because they look like cows covered in long, thick hair. Yaks are used in many different ways. Their meat and milk is eaten, their hair is used to make cloth, and their skin is used to make coats and blankets. Now we gotta wait for those birds to come back, because I did see them. I believe they're the last thing we need to. Okay. We gotta wait and be patient. There they are. Oop. The partridge! Will the image load? There they are. Partridges are game birds, which means they are hunted for their meat. There are many different species of partridges, and each species has its own unique colors and appearance. Some partridges are brown and white, some have red base, and some are even blue-green, which is true. We do have that little bit there, so I did mistake myself there. I'm not sure where that is off the top of my head. I'll look around for a minute. Is it lichen or something? Are we looking for lichen and I'm just not likening my mind correctly to it? Or is it this, actually? Wait. Yeah, slate. Slate is formed when shale is exposed to immense heat and pressure. Among other things, slate has been used in road construction, roofing, and concrete mixes. Slate is found all throughout the world in places where small pieces of rock have been pressed together under pressure for thousands of years. And there we go, now we are done. The next spot I think we should do is Temple of Zeus. It's a little laggier here. The hibiscus. There are about 250 species of hibiscus plants, and they range from herbs and shrubs to small trees. Hibiscus plants are known for their large, richly colored flowers, which could range from white and cream to red and purple. In Latin, the word hibiscus means marshmallow, which I did not remember that part at all, so there you go. Marshmallow. Forgot if you counted. You don't. However, there's a lot of doodads that count coming in, like a glider and this boa. So let's go for the... Oh, sorry, python. My bad. My bad, sir. Pythons are constrictors, which means they constrict or squeeze themselves around the prey they catch. There are 7 species of pythons, and they can grow anywhere from 6 to over 30 feet. Reticulated pythons are the longest snakes in the world. Praying mantis. Praying mantises are one of the only insects that can look over their shoulders. When catching their prey, mantises' reflexes are so quick they are hard to see. Praying mantises eat moths, crickets, grasshoppers, flies, and other insects. Sometimes they even eat other mantises. They can eat birds too, which is a sad fact in my opinion. Oh, no, the skate is gone. It's the bat count, I forgot. We can't get the needlefish. Needlefish get their name because they have long, slim, slender jaws that look like needles. There are about 60 species of needlefish, and some can grow up to 4 feet long. Needlefish are silver in color, with blue or green backs. They are found in tropical and subtropical waters all over the world. Yeah, I might have to go to a new thing. This is so laggy. Ooh, dragonfly. Do you count, or are you just decoration? Oh, he's gone. I'm gonna go to a different instance real quick to make sure I can... Let's go to Danube? I believe maybe that's how it's pronounced. Oh, okay. I can't be in a smaller instance, I guess. You can get them, though. Or do you not count either? You're also decoration? Oh, there we go. Vine snake. Vine snakes get their name because their long, slender bodies look like tree vines. All vine snakes are venomous. Vine snakes have colors that match the area they live in. Vine snakes that live in the rainforest are green and brown, and vine snakes that live in the savannas, dry forests, are brown or gray. Pitcher plant time as well. Let's go for that pitcher plant. Oop. Pitcher plant. Pitcher plants are carnivorous plants, which means they eat meat to get some of their nutrients. Most pitcher plants catch their prey by producing a sweet nectar. When an insect enters the pitcher to get the nectar, it falls in and gets trapped. The pitcher plant then uses digestive juices called enzymes to digest parts of the insect. Also, ooh, secret plushie over there. Wow. Currently event, secret plushie. Zeus is one of the oldest looking areas. They've updated stuff here or there, but... I have to wait for... What is it? Get like a Gillum lizard or something, got a tortoise, a glider. So I did need that dragonfly. And then there is the water skater, strider. Oh, I didn't realize you got here. I forgot that you existed. Colugo. Colugos are also called flying lemurs. Colugos have membranes of skin, much like flying squirrels. The skin helps colugos glide in between the trees they call their homes. Though they cannot actually fly, colugos can glide over 230 feet while only losing a little altitude. I almost read that as attitude. Maybe I'd have a little attitude if I had skin membrane like that on my arms. There we go. Dragonflies have long bodies and two pairs of large see-through wings. Dragonflies are measured by their wingspan, or how wide their wings are. Some dragonflies can have a wingspan of 5 inches, and there are about 2,500 different dragonfly species. I wouldn't mind having the music a little louder. I just wish I knew why the game audio is so different compared to sounds. Water strider. By relying on water surface tension, water striders are actually able to walk on water. You can see with their little limbs on there. Water striders are covered with thousands of tiny hairs that help keep them dry. Also helps with, the tension. Water striders hunt other tiny insects and larvae by detecting vibrations on the surface of the water. And then gotta get like a gila lizard potentially, if I recall. And oh, there you are. You're hidden. Monitor lizard, my bad. Monitor lizard. There are about 50 species of monitor lizards, and they are found in parts of Africa, Asia, Australia, and the islands of the Pacific. One of the most well-known monitors, the Komodo dragon, is the largest lizard in the world. It can grow up to 10 feet long and can weigh up to 150 pounds. I do think it is cute. There was this one joke about monitor lizards saying they have a triple monitor setup and they just have 3 pet ones. Where's this tortoise? I think they're blocking where the tortoise spawns, potentially. Over here. Again, potentially, I'm not too sure. Maybe he spawns over here. That looks newer compared to everything else, so maybe, yeah. I'll wait here a minute. I don't want to have to look it up, but it is quite laggy at the moment. Is there a way to prevent me from getting shifted to other worlds? There we go. Let's get our Rocky and then back there real quick then. There we go. We're all good on the lag. Oh yeah, also over here, this should be the internet safety. No? It's just bat. Where is the internet safety thing? I might be conflating it with, On Play Wild, they changed it to be over there or something. I don't know, though. They could have actually gotten rid of it, too. Or just no way they got rid of it. It has to just be somewhere else for that. Just gonna keep walking around. You might be out of luck here. Without me having to look it up. Which way was he facing again? That's what I thought. Unless it's taking a frame for not when he stands still perfectly, but like after he already walks out from the left side. Let me sit up. Ow. Yeah, I'm gonna go look it up real quick, I guess. Temple of Zeus. My Firefox broke. Okay. Wasn't expecting that. There we go. Oh no, it's gonna open a bunch of them now. Oh no. Oh no. Oh shucks. Okay. Of Zeus. Yep. Journey book. Let's look again real quick. In case it decides to pop its little head out after we looked it up. Tortoise moves at the bottom. Oh, he moves down here? Thank you, Animal Jam Archives, for being awesome with archiving, just like it's in your name. Move that more to the side. Yeah, it's like right here. So I was actually right. About here. Oh, there he is. He's so slow. Turtle! Turtles are reptilians with bony shells that belong to the order Testudines, which also includes tortoises and terrapins. Some turtles live only on land, some live only in the water, and some call both places their home. There are about 300 species of turtles, and they live on every continent except Antarctica. And we have a wrap. Let me shift this back up real quick. Let's go here for a break real quick. I don't have enough, but this is the monthly thing that's leaving today. Fiddle. Okay, let's go to Belush now. One of the new, well, out of the main locations like this, the newest. Are you? Water Lily. Water lilies grow from long stems that take root in the mud at the bottom of the water. Water lily flowers open and close at different times of the day. Water lily flowers have curved petals to keep water from sinking them. So this one, since it was the newest, is a lot less engraved in my memory. So I'm gonna try to do it without looking up lichen. Lichen. Lichen is a combination of two different organisms, fungus and alga. Instead of algae. I've never seen that spelling. I actually need to look that up. Oh, it's singular form of algae. I've never seen alga. Okay. The fungus and the alga share a symbiotic relationship, which means they both benefit from working together. Fungus can't photosynthesize and collect energy from light, so the alga in lichen does the job instead. When did you get over here? Look at these guys over here. Wait. Yeah, no, I don't remember these fellows being here. Heckin' Greeley. Are they talking about play wild? Ooh. Click beetle. Click beetles escape from predators by hooking a part of their spine to their abdomen, which they then release if string free. The friction of this motion also causes the clicking sound that beetles are known for. Headlight beetles, a type of click beetle, can actually generate light bright enough to read by. Hold up, we gotta watch this drama here, I guess. I do actually. When I was younger, I used to prefer Peck out of the original alphas. But when they did the redesigns, Greeley's close enough to his old design, but Peck is a lot different, so Peck definitely is not my favorite anymore. Never really cared about Tabby. Oh, wood duck. Ducks feed on seeds, grain, and plants, and insects. Bread actually makes them sick. True, do not feed them bread. Bring peas instead. Male ducks have bright, beautiful markings in order to impress females. Unlike the other duck species, wood ducks have strong claws on their feet that let them hold on to bark and branches. It's such a unique area too. I wish we got more love for Belush, even if it was like a den that's based off this area or something, because this feels kind of wasted that no one comes here. Even compared to the other locations, just no one comes here. Ooh. Leeches! Leeches are parasitic worms that attach to other animals with a sucker and drink their blood through a sharp, needle-like proboscis. Centuries ago, leeches were used by doctors who thought patients that had too much blood in their system's body. Leeches can grow to be over a foot long, and they swell up when they consume. Ooh. Swamp snake. Despite their bright red bellies, black swamp snakes are non-venomous and spend most of their time underwater. To make it through dry periods, black swamp snakes enter a state of aestivation, I believe, a kind of hibernation. Swamp snakes are actually quite small, only about a foot long. Ooh, salamander. And there he goes. Salamanders are amphibians that live in moist places where they can absorb water through their skin. Like frogs, salamanders have vomerine teeth on the roof of their mouths to hang on to prey. Reticulated flatwood salamanders are named for the patterns across their skin. think something has to spawn on the tent, right? Oh, I forgot I can go up here. Yeah, definitely something has to be up here. I will take a peek. So, snapping turtle, probably a heron, a frog, cattails. I thought I clicked the cattails earlier. Does that mean the heron spawns up here? Potentially. Let me click the cattails again then, I guess. Primarily in later versions of older areas, it becomes harder to click stuff, as seen in like Zeos earlier. Cattail. Cattails are plants that grow so quickly that they can overtake their plant life in the area. To overtake other plant life in the area. The brown tops of cattails can be pulled apart to reveal fluffy wool-like material. Parts of the cattail are edible and can be put in salad, soups, and even bread. Just don't, like, get a cattail and try to, like, munch into it, because you might, like, actually hurt yourself, honestly. There's nothing else over here? Just these two talking? Okay. I have to look for probably a snapping turtle and a frog. Or toad. A dastardly toad. It makes sense for something to spawn over here and, like, hide over here. We already have a salamander up here. I don't want to spend too long over here, though, in Belush. Because sadly, although I like Belush... Oh, there's the wood duck again. He kind of made him evil. His eye looking like that. Belush also has some really good music, in my opinion. Animal Jam's just been always good with their music for the most part. Some are, like, good for the scenario, but you wouldn't want to keep hearing on loop. This is one I'd be fine hearing on loop. We might have to look it up. I know they take time to spawn, but I've not spotted a single difference from anywhere. Okay, let me go look at it. Wait for that to boot up. Ooh, I did not mean to click on this side of the way. Okay. Animal Jam Archives. Belush book. Wow. What a wonderful way to tell me where the snapping turtle is. I was right, a toad. However, the toad is over here. Apparently. Spawns right here. We already have the duck. The heron's gonna be up there somewhere, so let's prop ourselves like this, maybe. If I do have to, I will click both and then read them individually from the books menu, at least. And then the snapping turtle really didn't give me a good picture here. Let's check the rocks. So, it's on a rock, though. Here? It spawns right here, of all places. Okay. Kind of awkward of a spot for him, I'd feel like. But they're close enough to each other. I can always, like, run between all three if I had to, maybe. Oop. We have closed that chapter. I'll give it like at most 6 more minutes, but I'll probably cut it short before that. It was really neat whenever they brought Juno into this, though. It's odd that it seems like, based off the little convo down there, that they're actually trying to combine the two, which would make sense with the whole, it's been rather calm here. There's another place they have to be there. It's gonna be the same convo. Yeah, it's not gonna be an alternative. But the fact that also in that alternative, Juno's actively alive rather than remnants of Juno being remembered here. Heck, I'll even do like a load in and out of there real quick to see if that somehow would help during this last little bit of waiting. I actually don't know if it'd be like on a cycle for everyone, or if I refresh it, it would refresh it fully. So I actually have no clue. Oh, there they are. Heron. Herons often hunt by remaining still until their prey is close enough to strike. Great blue herons have rough chest feathers that they clean out fish gunk and other oils. Great white herons, found near the Caribbean, are actually just great blue herons. Got different morphs. Doesn't mean different species. Now I gotta wait between these two spots. It's kind of sad that due to Flash being what they made Classic with, and it, not really existing anymore in the way we'd wish, that it's harder to manipulate and change old things in Classic. I do like that they still at least release recolors of things, but I wish we got, even if it was just different types of recolors of animals, like special versions of animals like this rather than just like a fox and all that. And I get they'd run out of ideas maybe for like what to make it different as. Snapping turtle. Let's save you for later, just in case our toad friend shows up. So I shall stay up here. Snapping turtles. Snapping turtles have a sharp beak attached to their jaws, which allows them to break open shells. Snapping turtle shells don't have enough room for them to retreat inside, so they protect themselves with their sharp jaws. Snapping turtles spend so much time in damp places that their shells become covered in algae. And there you are. Toads are known for their short legs and warty, rough, thick skins. Some toads can release poison from glands across their back and near their eyes. Toads and frogs are close related, but toads have shorter legs and usually have drier skin. But yeah, with Flash, they've released like pets, because pets are a lot easier to release newer versions of, and they've released like they said, refurbished version of animals. Like if you look up here, like the legendary eagle is an example of that. I forgot he doesn't run across. Oh, here we go. Zebra. Zebras are social animals that live in herds. Sometimes these herds combine, and there are hundreds of zebras in one place at one time. Zebras live in Africa on grasslands called savannas. Zebras' stripe patterns are as unique as fingerprints, with no two zebras having the exact same pattern. Weaver bird. Weaver birds get their name because of how they build their nests. They weave grass, twigs, straw, fur, and other soft plant materials together to make their nests. Social weaver birds weave their nests together into large structures that resemble bird apartment buildings, with each bird family having their own room. These nests can be up to 10 feet tall. Guinea fowl, guinea fowl. Guinea fowl originally came from Africa, but they are now widespread. Helmeted guinea fowl are easily recognizable by the bony crest on top of their heads. Because helmeted guinea fowl make lots of noise when they're startled or scared, some farmers use them on their farms to act like watchdogs. Fun fact, I believe it's Brazil actually has a bunch of geese. It's Brazil. There's a prison that uses a bunch of geese to prevent them to come out. Alert them. Rock hyrax. Rock hyraxes are small rodent-like animals that live in areas that have lots of boulders, rocks, and crevices. Rock hyraxes can grow up to 20 inches long and can weigh up to 11 pounds. Though rock hyraxes may look like rodents, their closest relatives are elephants. These are the hiya guys, by the way. Meerkat. When burrowing, meerkats can close their ears to keep out dust and dirt. Meerkats have thin fur on their stomachs, which helps them regulate their body temperature. Meerkats have excellent eyesight. Their long, horizontal pupils help them see in a very wide area surrounding them. Ants. There are more than 10,000 ant species in the world, and they can be found on every continent except Antarctica. Ants can carry up to 50 times their body weight. Some ants can fly, and some ants can make themselves explode when attacked. I would like to click the roach. It's gone, however. Let's go to the wildebeest. Wildebeest are large antelope that live on the plains of Africa. Wildebeests are a keystone species, which means they play a very important role in the ecosystems they live in. The word wildebeest is Afrikaans for wild beast, and wildebeests are known as guineas. Almost got the cockroach. Let's get the warthog. Almost a water hog. Warthogs get their name from the warts, quote-unquote, that cover their faces. These warts are actually thick skin growths that protect them during fights. Warthogs eat plants and grass, and they even use their snouts to dig for roots. Though they don't appear fast, warthogs can sprint up to 30 miles per hour for short distances. I forgot that. So in Play Wild, up here actually leads somewhere. I forgot if this leads anywhere now. No, shouldn't. Unless it's like Belush, but at least for Dinosaur Land that they got on their version. I don't think they actually have a Belush on Play Wild. They have... Yeah, I think they just replaced Belush with that. Wait for little guy up there and the cockroach. Whenever they released the Journey book, it was such a cool thing to go and do. Especially having no former knowledge of where to find things and no guide. Cockroach. There are about 4,000 species of cockroaches, and they live in many places across the world. Cockroaches have lived on the planet for more than 320 million years. The Australian giant burrowing cockroach is the heaviest cockroach in the world. It can grow up to 3 inches long. Gotta wait for that. I'm assuming that's gonna be the boa. Golden mole. Golden moles are blind because their eyes are covered by skin. Golden moles spend the daytime hours underground and come to the surface at night to find food, like termites and other insects. Grant's golden moles weigh about an ounce and are only about 3 inches long. How far are we? We just need that snake. Even the smaller lands, like Oppendale. When I was younger, by the way, I always, for some reason, perceived Oppendale as Oppelade, even though it was not Oppelade. I can clearly read that it's not Oppelade, but whenever you have to think of things, even if sounding it out, it wouldn't be that. when you're younger. You just kind of do that, like Altaria. I always thought of it as Altria. Black Mamba. Ooh. Fun fact, actually, before I read this. Meerkats, if they're bitten by a black mambas, can actually survive and go kind of like a coma-like, almost like stance, but mode, for lack of a better term. That it's just them recovering, basically. Black mambas are actually brown or gray in color. When black mambas are threatened, they open their mouths wide, revealing a blue-black color. This is where their name comes from. Because they are very fast and have a highly toxic venom, black mambas are considered to be extremely dangerous. Yes, even though they actually will do everything they can to avoid humans. And now we shall move on to Kimbara. Australia, Outback. The reward you get for this one, by the way, since I haven't been saying them, you get a little windmill like this, although a lot shorter. There is a sugar glider that is here somewhere. I forgot you have to wait for the spider to come out. Can I actually click it now? Have to wait. Oh, kookaburra. Kookaburras are sometimes known as laughing kookaburras because their distinctive call sounds like human laughter. Kookaburras are kingfishers, which means they dive into water to catch their prey. Because they can be heard in the early afternoon, kookaburras are also called the bushman's clock. There's a gala cockatoo. Galas are members of the cockatoo family that are known for their pink and gray feathers. Galas are social birds, and they often can be found in gigantic flocks of hundreds of birds. Seeds, shoots, roots, leaf buds, fruit, and insects are all part of the gala's diet. Right here you got an echidna. Echidnas are related to the platypuses, and they are the only two mammals that lay eggs. Echidnas are also called spiny anteaters because they use their long beaks, little nose, and sticky tongues to catch ants and termites that are deep in their mouths. In the wild, echidnas can weigh up to 35 pounds and can live for over 40 years. Sugar glider. Sugar gliders have membranes of skin running down their sides. They use these membranes to glide from tree to tree. If the conditions are right, sugar gliders can volplane or glide up to 300 feet. Sugar gliders are nocturnal, which means they are active during the night and sleep during the day. One thing is, there's a couple animals similar to the sugar glider, as well as the sugar glider, being kind of rodent-like or rodents that because of how cute they are, they end up trying to be used as pets, and they aren't always the best to be able to adapt with that. And also, if you're going to have one, some people just don't think about, taking care of it right, which means they just can't take care of them. I think it's the slow loris, if I recall, is an example kind of that, and it can just straight up, conk you out. You're just gone, because it has very toxic saliva, if I recall. Kind of like Komodo dragons with very toxic saliva, or venomous saliva, I can't remember which. Blue penguin. Blue penguins are the smallest penguins in the world and only grow to about 12 inches tall. Blue penguins can be found in the temperate climates of Australia and its surrounding islands. Many blue penguins make their nests in caves and underground burrows. They're also known as fairy penguins. Again, I think it's a funnel spider. He's just not wanting to come out, I guess. What are we missing right now? Cassowary, snake, funnel, lyrebird probably, platypus, and frilled lizard. I believe that's everything we're missing for that. Originally, when Animal Jam released, the only places we had, from what I recall, were Jermall Township, Temple of Zeus, the Forest, and Crystal Sands. We only had these four. The next one, I believe, was Mount Shavir, and then we got Coral Canyons. Coral Canyons came with a bonus area that's between the Forest and Coral Canyons, while Mount Shavir came with an ice little mystery thing there for kind of like how if you dance near the campfire, and does a special thing. If you jumped on the ice with enough people, it would end up cracking. People thought, kind of like Club Penguin, that if you tipped it over, or in this case broke it, that there'd be this special thing, and there ended up not being anything. Frilled lizard. Frilled lizards get their name because of large skin membranes or frills around their necks. When threatened, frilled lizards will spread their frills to try to look larger than they are. Frilled lizards can run upright, standing on their hind legs. There's a type of frilled lizard known as a Jesus lizard, by the way. Missed the platypus. Tiger snake. Tiger snakes get their name because they are often colored with dark stripes like a tiger. Tiger snakes are venomous, and their venom is strong enough to kill large animals. Instead of laying eggs, female tiger snakes give live birth to up to 120 tiger snake babies. What was it, though? Yeah, so we only had a couple locations. Mount Shavir has that little bonus fun thing, but they've changed some locations, whether it be inaccessibility or fully changed locations, especially for like Jamal Township. For example, the Pillow Room, next to it was... I'll get into that one actually later. Either way, there's like a little passageway between these two, that little part that won't light up. So actually I was wrong, sorry, it's between Crystal Sands and Coral Canyons. Oh, I didn't click it. Dastardly thing. I can get the platypus though. Platypus! With a bill and webbed feet like a duck and flat tail like a beaver, platypuses are known for their unusual appearance. Because of these bizarre characteristics, scientists thought platypuses were a hoax when they were first discovered. Male platypuses are venomous, and they can use the sharp spurs on their hind feet to fend off predators. Fun fact, they couldn't actually go and transfer the platypi into any... They couldn't transfer platypi into any zoos due to how sensitive they were to changes in their environment, including just, changing climates, like if you're, let's say, using a boat and bringing them over. But within the recent years, whenever the pandemic happened, they were able to do it without people really looking at them. I believe it was the San Diego Zoo in California. They actually brought over 2 or 3 of them, and they have like a live cam you can watch. Okay, trapdoor spider, my bad. Trapdoor spiders get their name from the unique way they hunt for their prey. To catch their prey, trapdoor spiders dig a hole in the ground and build a silk door over the entrance. The trapdoor spiders wait inside until an insect passes by, and then they open this quote-unquote trapdoor and catch their prey. There's also some that make big holes in the ground. Well, quote-unquote big holes, but holes in the ground. So we're still missing cassowary and lyrebird. I believe lyrebird might spawn over here then. Maybe. And the cassowary would be out in the distance, I'd assume. Maybe? Also, whenever Animal Jam first came out, we only had the wolf, tiger, koala, monkey, bunny, and tiger. I believe I didn't repeat any. No, I did. Wolf, tiger, panda, koala, bunny, monkey. We only had those ones, and they ended up adding the seal. However, when they added the seal, it was for members, which caused a lot of skepticism, and due to flashback? That doesn't sound right. Backlash. Due to backlash, they ended up making a non-member animal. But the seal was the first additional. And however we had that, they never really proceeded to give us that as an alpha in Adventures or anything, although they have a ton of different named alphas with no inherent color designs, but shape designs in the form of stone statues. Just realized you were there. Whoa. Cassowary. Cassowaries are large, flightless birds that are related to emus. Cassowaries have long dagger-like nail. It's a weird way to word it, even if it's proper grammar. On each foot that they can slash for defense when threatened. Female cassowaries lay large, bright green eggs that can weigh almost 1.5 pounds. They're also one of the most dangerous bird species, if not like the most dangerous when it comes to how aggressive they can get. If you see one in the wild, you want to figure out what to do. Some just like calmly back up, don't run away inherently. They'll catch up. Where does the lyrebird spawn here? But continuing forward, one of the first locations to have a great difference was in the Temple of Zeus. Up here, Chamber of Knowledge. There's multiple layers to the building. There's a hidden room, which once I'm done with this, I don't mind teleporting to for fun. And there's also not just that said hidden room, there's also an upper floor that used to actually have certain items that are no longer for sale that you'd have to trade or buy from a player shop for. Such as the lamps. The little lamps have little like fireflies in them, basically. The telescope used to be specifically bought from there, from what I recall. You'd also get the magic mirror. There's some of those are still decorations inside the room that are like pre-built in. But yeah. Oh, there you are. The lyrebird. Lyrebirds get their name because their tail feathers resemble a lyre, an ancient instrument. Lyrebirds are known for their ability to mimic or copy the sound of other birds and animals. Some lyrebirds can even mimic cameras, car alarms, and chainsaws. Which is not wrong. They can get it exactly, which is pretty cool. So, you'd be surprised, even though it's supposed to be for the Chamber of Knowledge. It's actually down here. You look like a specific spot over here somewhere. And you end up here. The Basement of Secrets. And there's a little shop over here. But you can see a little spot. You go up here, though, you can't go back down, but it just spawns you in the Chamber of Knowledge. This is the internet safety quiz. But they made it where you can get little trophies and stuff from in here, if you do the little quizzes for these. I don't think they ever made it for all the animals, they just never decided to. But you have it segmented by the type of animal: flying, land, water. And this should be the way out. Yes. This, I swear, was something else, unless it just didn't have an actual building you can go in, but a lot of people trade in there now. Brady Barr is one of the people that made a lot of educational content videos that people could watch through Animal Jam. And then you have to go this way. This is what the alphas used to look like. Except for Sir Gilbert, that looks kind of weird. Maybe I'm just mistaken and don't remember. But this is pretty much what they'd all looked like originally. I didn't remember that being a thing. With a sound effect. But yeah, up here. So you can see these lamps. I don't remember the sale signs being there, but I think they might just add them later. But you can see the old grainy designs and then the items. But now you just buy den portals and the statues here. So you can see like these haven't changed even when the character models have changed. So like Harper, Cranham, Cosmo, all of them. I will say Cosmo had a glow up. Liza, I kind of liked the old Liza look, but Greeley and her, fine. Peck, I like the old one. Gilbert, he's fine. I don't really see an issue with his current design. And before they added this little game tab, you had to actually go to the locations where the games were, so you had to come here to do these. Just like how if you went to Jamal Township, you had to come all the way down here for the river race. Which, it was hard to get people to come down here and do multiplayer. And since we're already here, I can go explain it real quick before we move on to the next area. So, I could always bring up an original game image. This used to not be clickable, it used to be this little, like, green gem vault thing looking there. But the platform should have been there still. Apparently in the beta, this was actually on another side, like over here maybe. But when I played it, I recalled it being on the left still. When you went down, there was of course no diamond shop. This arcade wasn't here, it was added later on. And you have the club over here. The club used to be on the right. We used to have medicine room, I believe, was here, then pillow room was here. And there might have been an inaccessible structure on the side, or just would have all been the club. However, they removed the pillow room and added it back up here. It's called the pillow room still. And the gem art furniture is still right there. But they never brought back the medicine room, and I will say the medicine room was my favorite room in Jamal Township, personally. But it's still cool, you can see like older looks for the shop in here for the most part. Another thing, since we're looking at old stuff, is this shop used to just be flags. And it's a lot more recent that they changed it. Now you can get banners, although not like the rare banners of the original animals. Well, original I say, but includes some of the later than start ones. You can also get what used to be rare, now just 1 diamond animal tokens. You can even change the color of them. You can get the big plushies instead from the diamond shop, get them here so they're not clogging the inventory. Have all these statues here. They basically went, yeah, you can buy them here too. So you have all these here. And you can still buy the flags. When they've added stuff additionally, this... I swear there was a shop similar in like the canyon area. But the theater did not have this before. It used to be this whole little spot here and no photo booth. So these two were not here. It's a bit more cluttered. But when it comes to theaters, they're pretty much the same. Besides, you know, of course, adding stuff as time went on. This is like a new version of Gecko. For some reason. Or is that like... they just changed the icon for it. If you come here, this has been here for quite a while. I don't remember if the gold bars were always there, but for the most part, everything's just the same. They've released some things that never came back. They've released stuff that has come back. If I go here, this definitely was newer compared to other stuff, but it's been in the game for so long now. This is probably going to be the next location we move on to, but this one might be impossible to finish due to how the clicking space, the hitbox, isn't proper. Cammy's frog mentioned. There's also creator plushies over here and stuff with stickers, which is kind of neat. Fun fact, some of these you actually can just get from the claw machine. I don't know if you can get all of them, but this one's quite a common one. The chocolate for froggy one. This one, the bunny. I'm trying to look, there's like 2 more. I believe yes, so this otter one. And I swear one more. The Wisteria Moon one, right there. But this is another educational area. Little videos and stuff you can watch. There's also another theater on the map, which is going to be here. It's kind of sad how they layered stuff a little weird, so it looks odd. But you can see like old look compressed and like less crunchy. But it's like inconsistent between all of it. There's a lot of informational stuff in here too. They've changed throughout time. It's like they have these guys instead of wild cats. They've even had events for like monkeys were endangered or stuff where you couldn't actually play as an animal because of it. There's a theater right there too. Certain hats, all that. You can even donate gems, and it was a whole thing. Fun fact as well, I believe it was elephant, giraffe, and I always forget if it's a crocodile or alligator. I believe it's crocodile. If I recall, those were the original 3 that were added as like member animals, staying as member animals, and it was through a special means, which was a little kind of like a pop-up quiz, kind of like if I clicked this. And it was specifically to be, what would you like to be in the game first? But so I did say we were gonna do the canyon next, so let's start. Cactus? Cactus! Saguaro cactus. Saguaro cactuses are cacti, can grow up to 50 feet tall, can weigh up to 12,000 pounds, and can live for up to 200 years. Over the course of a lifespan, one saguaro cactus can produce up to 40 million seeds. Saguaro cacti are only found in the Sonoran Desert in the southwest United States. Sonoran, my bad. So I've never had to read Sonoran before. Dandelion. Though most people consider dandelions to be weeds, they are related to daisies and sunflowers. The big yellow, also not yellow, like wellow. The big yellow dandelion flowers that grow on each plant are actually flower heads made of lots of little flowers. Dandelions are used in some herbal medicines, and some people eat dandelion leaves. Some people just straight up eat dandelions, to be fair, too, but... bees. Honeybee. There are 3 types of honeybees that live and work in a hive. Drones, workers, and the queen. When honeybees find food, they dance to communicate with other bees. Through these dances, other honeybees can tell how far away the food is. Honeybees can be trained to detect explosives. Fun fact, there is actually a rat that was taught how to do the same thing with detecting bombs. Peregrine falcon. Peregrine falcons are birds of prey, which means they hunt and eat other animals. When they hunt, peregrine falcons can pursue their prey in very fast dives called stoops. Male peregrine falcons are called tiercles, and female peregrines are simply called falcons. Cardinal! No! Come back! He might be one of the ones that's broken, let's see. What? It counted. Okay, well. Cardinals are songbirds, which means they whistle and sing. And... Huh? Cardinals are songbirds, which means they whistle and sing and to communicate. Instead of cardinals are songbirds, which means they whistle and sing to communicate. I don't know who put that. Northern cardinals are some of the most common birds in North America, and they can usually be found in the eastern United States. Unlike most female songbirds in North America, female cardinals sing. Also, fun fact, cardinals, northern cardinal here, they can just molt all of their head feathers at once, and it's not inherently a sign of illness. They just can kind of do that. Plus, another fun thing about them is that there's actually a rare... I'm actually going to say 2 new other things. There is a rare version of them where they can actually be pigmented to be like yellow, kind of like an orangish yellow. Which is pretty neat, but they're still northern cardinals. It's just a different morph that happens. Kind of like how blue and white budgies are still budgies. It's just a mutation. And lastly, it is the most common state bird in the United States. There are a ton of states that just use them. Coyote. Coyotes are omnivores, which means they eat plants and meat. Coyotes can weigh up to 50 pounds, and they can live up to 4 years in the wild. When caring for their young coyotes during the first year of their lives, coyotes live in a strong family group. In strong family groups called packs. Coyotes. So I was trying to look up for like a research purpose about rabies, and I was just curious on like worldwide statistics, and like wild dogs, stray dogs are considered like one of the highest for that, but it kept only showing United States stats for like everything else but dogs and bats, and I was looking for terrestrial rabies specifically, not bat rabies basically. And it kept just giving me the United States coyotes, cats, like all these other things, raccoons. Fun fact though as well, before I read the rattlesnake, is possums are actually, they can still get rabies, but they tend to have too cold of a body temperature for that to do anything. Rattlesnake. There are 29 different species of rattlesnakes. Rattlesnakes get their name because of the rattle on the end of their tails that they shake as a warning whenever they're threatened or scared. Though rattlesnakes are venomous, they are actually very shy and timid and won't attack unless they are provoked. So I guess that worked. I remember one of these genuinely had like a big issue where the hitbox broke it. I'm wondering what it was and if it fixed, because there's something up here, so it's like one of 3 potential things. Maybe the cardinal, maybe the coyote. I believe it probably was the coyote then. They fixed it, so that's good. Oh, get a woodchuck. Groundhog. Woodchucks are also known as groundhogs. Woodchucks are related to North American squirrels. During the winter months, woodchucks hibernate. While in hibernation, a woodchuck will take one breath about every 6 minutes or so, and its heart will beat about 4 times a minute. Right there. Right there. I'm looking for scorpion, probably gila lizard now, and tarantula. Ooh. Spooky. Tarantula. The largest tarantulas can have a leg span of up to 12 inches across. Though tarantulas look scary, they are quite harmless. The bite may be painful, but their venom is typically not lethal to adult humans. The Goliath bird-eating tarantula can eat frogs, mice, and even young birds. Oh wow, why is it called a bird eater? Gila monster! Gila monsters can grow up to 2 feet long and can weigh up to 3 pounds. Gila monsters are one of the only 2 venomous lizards in the world. By storing fat in their oversized tails, Gila monsters are able to go several months between meals. Now we just gotta wait on finding that scorpion. Not too sure where he is. He might be visible from down there. Maybe he's up here. It'd be kind of jam-packed if he was up here. Maybe it's on the stairs here? Like about here? Like, wait a second. I'll read this again about the groundhog. Oh, there he is. Scorpion. Scientists aren't sure why, but scorpions are fluorescent under ultraviolet light. We know this. Well, I know this. It's pretty neat, though. Of almost 1,500 scorpion species, only about 50 have venom strong enough to kill a person. Researchers have frozen scorpions overnight only to put them in the sun the next day and watch them thaw out and walk away. There's a similar thing when it comes to black widows, that if you drown them or try to, they'll just eventually go, ah, the air, and just revive. By the way, since I haven't said it, the prize here is a cactus chair. The prize here is going to be actively like an elephant throne, kind of resembling the trial chambers? No. Chamber of Knowledge elephant here. Over here is going to be... Wow, I can't think. Up here, though, Mount Shavir is... Oh my god, I can't think. Wow. You get a red panda plushie. The forest... I really can't remember. Canberra Outback, I already said the windmill. Oppendale, you get like a little pet tree, which is pretty neat. Baluch, you get like a little window. It's kind of basic, it's kind of sad, it's not more unique. But it's just like a purple crescent moon window, which I would like to redeem because it would be actually kind of fitting given my stuff. But themes will be themes. Wow, I actually can't remember the forest's reward. I'm gonna look it up just so I don't have to. Oh, that's actually really cool. How they display it on the archive site. So let's look for the forest. I swear it's gonna be something that's like, oh my god. It's the treehouse. Oh my god. Yeah, so you get a treehouse. And this is why I should not have any sort of memory allowed. Because I just won't remember it anyway. Because I'm big dumb. And to be fair, I don't actually remember what we get for, you know, Crystal Sands. So now that we've done Beluche, Mount Chevere, Oppendale, Forest, all this, we really only have the underwater and Crystal Sands. Sand dollar. Sand dollar. When found on the beach, sand dollars are actually empty exoskeletons of a species of marine animal. Sand dollars can live up for 10 years. Their age can be found by counting the growth rings on their exoskeletons. Live sand dollars have spines covering their bodies that they use to move, breathe, and even eat. That's something people don't tend to know, is that they're alive at some point. Flamingo. Flamingos are reddish pink in color because of the algae and small crustaceans that they eat. Shrimp are pretty. Flamingos eat with their heads down and their bills upside down in the water to help suck in food. Plastic flamingos are popular lawn ornaments in the United States. A popular lawn ornament. In the United States, there may be more plastic flamingos than real ones. Cocoa tree. Cacao tree. Scientific name of cacao trees, also called cocoa trees, means food of the gods in Greek. Wait, I made the... Okay, I'm actually gonna screenshot that. I end up calling chocolate milk like nectar of the gods at the time. That's just proof. Cacao trees produce long pods filled with fruit called cocoa beans. Cocoa beans are dried, roasted, ground, and made into chocolate. Sugarcane. Sugarcane is a type of grass that produces a juice that sugar comes from. Because they may have received 80 to 90 inches of rain during the growing season, stalks of sugarcane can grow up to 17 feet high. Sugarcane is grown in tropical and subtropical areas all over the world. This was a game I played a lot when I was younger. The double up one. I had to run my way all the way over. Centipede. Touch a millipede, don't touch a centipede. There are almost 3,000 species of centipedes. Centipedes have lots of legs. Some only have 14 pairs of legs, and others have 177. In Latin, the word centipede means 100 feet. Centipedes hunt at night. They use their venomous claws, I wouldn't think of them as claws, to hunt spiders, insects, and even other centipedes. Green iguana. Great iguanas eat fruit, leaves, and flowers, and they spend almost all their time in the trees. When threatened or scared, green iguanas will dive from their tree into water below to escape. Green iguanas can grow up to 6 feet long and can live 10 years in the wild. Basilisk lizard. Basilisk lizards are best known for their ability to run across water. That's also why... So this fella. My bad then. I don't know why I remember them as frilled lizard type. These are the Jesus lizards then. When they run, basilisks turn their legs like windmills. This creates tiny air pockets among the special scales they have under their long toes. These scales spread out as their feet hit the water, which helps keep basilisks on top of the water. Tapir. Though tapirs may look like a pig mixed with an elephant, they are actually related to rhinoceroses and horses. Tapirs have a short trunk that is prehensile, which means they can grab things with their trunks. Tapirs use their trunks to pluck leaves from a tree branch and fruit off the ground. Oop, I hit swirly slide. This fruit hut. I swear that this slide wasn't here originally, but this one might have been. Either way, the fruit hut was one of the most common, people gathering inside grounds, because people liked to dance up here, and there's a claw machine, and since you couldn't use an arcade or anything, it was a good source of, I want to get plushies, let's go here. Just a bunch of people hanging out, basically, at that point. Tide pool. Tide pools are pools of seawater along rocky shores that are completely underwater during high tide but stay filled with water during low tide. Tide pools have amazing biodiversity. Or lots of different plants and animals. Sea anemones. I couldn't do that. Sea anemones, sea stars, sea slugs, and all sorts of other ocean life can be found inside tide pools. There's another hidden plushie right there. That's currently with the event going on. Wizard duck. Crab. Crabs are decapods, which means they have 5 pairs of legs. Their front pair of legs are claws. When a crab grows too big for its shell, the shell will split apart and allow the new shell under it to harden. Some crab species can run forward and backwards, and some can only run sideways, which you've definitely seen the sideways depicted on shows and all that. Just need the macaw, and I swear I know where he spawns. Maybe right here. Yeah, so the Juice Hut, though, also has some iconic music, and when they released it finally as an actual track you could put in your den, it was pretty fun. It just sucks that they did relegate only like a couple songs to be able to be played by non-members when there's so many songs. I feel like the base rolled music should be accessible to non-members. So I can understand like party ones or even like the Club Geos one, but Club Geos one's accessible to everyone. So this, because I think of it as just everyone's in these areas, it's non-specific, why not just allow everyone? So, especially since they've released animals from being held as only member animals through time. Like the giraffe is a good example of that. They've also done it with a lot of dens. Maybe I'm mistaken? I really did swear they spawned over here. It could also just be a bad luck, it's not spawned yet. Oh, maybe it was over here. Wait, that might be what it is. It might spawn over here. It lands on something. It's not going to land on Tyri's aquarium. Also, not a fun fact, it is a sad bit of news, was recently-ish Tyranny, I believe that's what it's called, what her name was. I need to read it again. I've never heard it said out loud. She passed away, but they did add a bit of memorial stuff, whether it be some furniture kind of related to said thing they added, or what they added being a sunfish in the aquarium, which you can tell it's a newer fish in the background compared to all the others, but it's because her favorite fish was a sunfish. Now, on to the last animal here for the area, macaw. Macaws are parrots that are known for their bright and vibrant colors. Macaws have large, curved beaks that are powerful enough to crack hard nuts and seeds. Many macaws are kept as pets that can be taught to mimic or repeat words. Pet trait's not good at all there, but yeah. They are definitely kept as pets. Let's see. When do we have the paradise party? 7 minutes! Wow. Took us an hour and a half to get all those. I wonder what was said earlier. Remember? Ooh. I don't know why that's the type of advertisement. It's just weird.
Hey Animal Jammers! Thanks for visiting my aquarium. I'm so glad you're here. There's a lot to do in here. Be sure to check out the tide pool game. But remember, be gentle with those critters. Stop by the tech bench, where you can see all sorts of cool tools for exploring the ocean and the life within. Don't forget to pop upstairs to my theater, where you can ask me all sorts of questions. And I can take you diving into the blue. Speaking of which, time for me to get back in the ocean. But stay as long as you like. The great thing about my aquarium is that it's always open. Thanks for visiting. Hey Animal...
Oh, they even added a little heart. Yeah, they changed the wording to say was. Yeah. I didn't even realize the heart was there. While we're waiting for the paradise party, I'll wait for the sunfish to spawn. It'll probably spawn in not too long, but... There he is. Look how big he is. My first experience seeing a sunfish was actually, I believe, on Pets Cats 2, which was an MMO I played. I could be wrong. But, yeah, they've always been interesting. One other thing is some of these fish, and by some I mean like basically all the models here, besides the sunfish, are going to be things we're going to see underwater when we do the underwater journey book. So, yeah, check up on what's going to be coming soon. 5 minutes. Check out the theater real quick. They all had different aesthetics inside. But they also had, you can access the books from here, which is a newer thing compared. You have a bunch of different things here.
Who wants to know, are all whales big? Well, that's a great question. There are some
I never
whales
actually
that are
asked a question to
really
any of
pretty
these, now that I
small,
think about it.
like the toothed whales, some of the porpoise, the vaquita.
We can even like look through some shops real quick while waiting. So we had different shops like, you know, the Outback Imports. They've transferred, sometimes there'd be items where they just randomly sell them in here. So like the telescope's sold in here now. But this flower over here, which you can see is on my little bit buddy as well down here, is the golden wattle. Is actually a very strong symbolism of Australia. It might be their national flower. I actually don't recall that part, but either way, it's a very, very strong thing tied with them. And when it comes to like the one down here on my bit buddy, there's a series of colors that aren't actually just that iconic golden color, but they're all unreleased, but the model still exists, so it's kind of interesting. It's also not sold in the shop anymore, is one of the examples. This telescope having originally been sold somewhere else. You can see these items don't really match anything being sold in here. There's like the dispersed stuff sometimes. Then in here, they'd have different clothing that will cycle in and out, whether it be like Rare Item Monday variants, or, for example, you can see the old hood is not in here. I believe the old blanket and hood used to be sold in the normal Jam Art Outfitters / clothing, I guess. But you can also see stuff cycling out as we speak. We've got lots of stuff here. Fun fact, this is commonly the item people use to be saying, like, just the most worthless clothing item, basically, quote unquote. Because you just put it in your inventory, it just means it's donation. People put it in their shops if you buy it, it's a donation towards them. Back before shops, but still greatly before that too, a lot more people would actually get the drinks from these machines, whether it be the little smoothie machine in, you know, down here in Crystal Sands and Captain, forgot the rest of the name's hut, or in here in the Hot Cocoa Hut, they'd actually get hot cocoa, do stuff. There's some clickables. I don't remember if there's clickables in here. But yeah. Then you have... I didn't enter this one, so we'll enter this one just to show this theater off too, for colors and all that. Very nice. This is a newer edition compared. I did teleport down the stairs, but this is from the statue. It's, it's called Forgotten Archive, but there's just different lore bits you can click and read in here. There's also some nice little clothing items you can get. There's also access to... Oh, I forgot that's what he made him look... No, I don't like that. I like the older one more. Confirmed, I like the older Sir Gilbert look. Classic. Way more. Okay, is the party up? 2 minutes. We're a little early. Do these do anything? Oh, so these are adventures. Okay. I'm wondering if they're in order, then. There's also different things from different adventures visually. I swear there was more in here to look at. I guess not. It's another shop. This one was added a bit later. In Play Wild, you can actually do the paint seed quest stuff in here. But here you would be able to read about the different guys and all that. All the different alphas. I'm surprised we didn't get a den shaped like this. There's also this. We've never gotten all the gems revealed. Here, as you can see, for like the crystals. Got the different sets per animal. They also use the mannequins, which were sold later on. You can see them in the diamond shop. Compared to a lot of things in this, the bundles are a lot newer, but, you know, compared to now. Speaking of newer, this is kind of newer, but this is brand new from my knowledge. It's just a party version of a den. They keep doing that where they bring out party versions. So, like, this one's a party version of a den. This one's a party version of the den, like, for New Year's, all that. There's also a lot of creepypastas that were with the diamond shop and recycling animals I remember when I was younger seeing. Here, just pet store. There's some clothing, den items you can't buy anymore, like the worm grass stuff. There's exclusive pet decorations. I have to be a member to do it, but like you can only put like play as your pet or pets only party. And there we go. We have new Birds of Paradise. Surprised they never released the music for this. Ow. Ooh. Scissor. Oh my god. The Red Bird of Paradise. Birds of Paradise are widely considered to be some of the most colorful and unique birds in the world. Cornell Lab gives me emails so often, just even though I used like one app of theirs once. Also, that couch is another thing that you can't buy anymore. It was a rare item Monday thing, and they just don't do it. Wait for that King of Paradise to come out. Western Paratia, my boy! Ornithology. To impress females, male Western Parrotias lift their feathers and dance, making them resemble little ballerinas. And little UFOs, to be fair. I'll wait a second for this. No. I guess not. I'm surprised a lot of people are popping in. I guess it's not going to keep me to a certain world. Oh, there he is. Wait, maybe I'm wrong. You know, it is King of Bird of Paradise. I questioned myself for some reason. King Bird of Paradise. Male birds of paradise use their bright and beautiful feathers to attract female birds of paradise. Let's move up to the Wilson's Bird of Paradise. I believe up to the Wilson's Bird of Paradise. I could be wrong, though. Oh, is this the max height? So we're gonna have to move down eventually. Also, these items were always fun. Fun fact, this is where they got... I think this is where they got it, but if not, then look. Ooh. They also have bigger versions of existing items. But like the little ruins archway, they also made this bigger. We're waiting for the one to dance up on that pole. These flowers also were part of that bundle for the archway and some other ones. There he is. Let me click you. 12 wide. There you go. The 12 wide bird of paradise is known for its 12 dark, long, wiry feathers that grow from its body. Also, a lot of them have like colorful insides of their mouth, which is fun. There's probably someone that spawns up there. We can go back later. Nope. The magnificent rifle bird. When courting a female, male magnificent rifle birds spread their wings and swing their heads back and forth. Do they actually dance on the little icons? Yes, they do. It's gonna be the Wilson's Bird of Paradise, the King of Saxony. There's probably another fella. There's gonna be the Greater Bird of Paradise, Lesser Bird of Paradise. Got these two fellas though. Forgot what you are though. Maybe that's the scissor one. Either way. One other thing is gonna be there are actually two. David Attenborough. In most Bird of Paradise species, the males have more brightly colored feathers than the females. Ooh, let me click you. Let me click you. Did I already click you? Wait, is this the one I already clicked? Did I already click this one? Or did it not register? No, it's red. Why am I... I'm just going crazy. It's fine. I already clicked that one. Wilson's Bird, no! Come back! Wilson's Bird of Paradise. Before recording females, many male Wilson's Birds of Paradise clear the surrounding area of leaves and twigs. There's actually a chunk of different birds that do that, which is really fun. They'll clean a whole little dance area and just start doing it. They'll start dancing, grooving. So we still gotta get the King of Saxony at some point. Oh, King of Saxony, as I spoke. Oh. King of Saxony Bird of Paradise. King of Saxony Birds of Paradise are known for their two extremely long feather plumes that grow from their heads. We shall add him to the list. Fun fact, a good website, not like you can use other ones too, there's definitely a lot of them. A really good website for identifying birds is called eBird. It's pretty good. Also, since it's focused on birds, it's less, like, indirect. Greater Bird Paradise. There are approximately 45 different species of birds of paradise. Who am I missing again? I'm missing potentially Scissortail and then the two rifle bird kind of types. Maybe one of them, I swear one of them's brown, so it might be a female one. If not, then it's just called like a brown rifle bird. I never thought I'd have to look up a guide for this one though, to be fair. We're also reaching critical lag levels at the moment, honestly. It's only been a couple minutes. Let me quickly turn off that. I'm gonna relog to get less lag real quick. Never seen before cakes. If they're the first birthday cake, I'd be so sad. I'm not going there. Look at that cute icon though, with the birds. Okay, now that we're less laggy. Fun fact, your friends list size actually changes how laggy your game is on this, so... if you have the max amount of friends, you're gonna be in a heap of trouble for the lag. They've never really optimized this game. Especially for how long Flash has not been there. I hope eventually, like, fans, like, get everything out, maybe. Like, I don't really like data mining if it's malicious, especially if the company doesn't want it, but, like, I kind of like how some people support emulation when it's not being supported. There's no money being made by the company because they're not selling it anymore. All that kind of stuff. If they end up doing that with Classic, I really hope that private servers can actually exist. Although there's always issues with private servers, I really want Animal Jam to continue to exist. Even if you have to like locally have it, but you can like download all the game. It's just like not a server, it's just you. Probably be a lot of space due to the images though. I'm gonna look it up probably in a second. Do that real quick. Wait for it to load. Oh, found one of you. Paradise rifle bird. Some male birds of paradise perform dance-like moves that distinguish themselves from others. Look at them go. And back to the shadows. Oop. I started typing it there by accident. How did I type it here again? So I got magnificent it's bluebird of paradise. Yeah, it's on the cart of flowers. Let me look at the bottom here. Victoria's rifle bird, just to the right of the lake. So right here I have to wait for one. There they are. Male blue birds of paradise court females by hanging upside down off a branch. And there he goes. So the last one is going to be right here, maybe? Maybe. Let's look. I got magnificent rifle bird. It says just right to the bridge, so it's not gonna be this one. So what's the other one? Hides in a group of trees just right of the lake. Did not mean to click their thing. Right of the lake. There's no like proper map like some of the other stuff. So here. No. Here. Maybe here. Oh, there they are. Victoria's rifle bird. Birds of paradise are native to a very specific region, Papua New Guinea, Northern Australia, and a few surrounding islands. This one specifically gives you a little Birds of Paradise throne, which is really nice. So I believe I have everything I can do outside of underwater areas. So we're gonna go make our way first to Connie Cove. Parrotfish. Parrotfish get their name from their strong bird-like beaks. Their beaks are formed when their front teeth fuse together, and the parrotfish uses them to grind up pieces of coral that contain algae. Parrotfish can change between being male and female multiple times over their lives. There's also a very, very overly complex system for that. They also can have like little harems, and there's just this weird thing going on, like who changes to what, if they stay female sometimes instead of changing to male with the thing. It's a big mess. This video's explain that way better. Shrimp. Shrimp are crustaceans. They are related to crayfish, crabs, and lobsters. There are about almost 2,000 species of shrimp, and they can be found living in every ocean on Earth. Most shrimp are about 1 to 3 inches long, but some can grow up to 8 inches long. Larger shrimp are sometimes called prawns. Conch. Conches are sea snails that are recognized by their large triangular shells. Conch could be pronounced like conch or conch. Because their meat is eaten by people all over the world, and because their shells are desired by collectors, natural populations of conches have shrunk considerably in recent past. Poor fella. There's also the tubes. Manatee as well. Manatees can grow up to 13 feet long and can weigh up to 1,300 pounds. Manatees are also known as sea cows. Sea cow. Like all marine mammals, manatees have to breathe air from the surface. When they are at rest, they can stay underwater for 15 minutes. Nautilus. Nautilusks are mollusks and are related to clams, sea snails, and scallops. Nautilusks are easily recognized by their smooth, coiled shells. These shells are made up of different chambers that are all connected, and nautilusks can adjust gases in the chambers to float and sink. Hammerhead. Hammerhead sharks get their name because their wide heads look like giant hammers. Hammerhead sharks eat stingrays, and they use their heads to pin stingrays to the ocean floor. Though most are usually smaller, some hammerhead sharks can grow up to 20 feet long and can weigh up to 1,000 pounds. These guys have to... Oh, please. Cormorant. Cormorants are water birds, which means they live near oceans, lakes, and rivers. Some even make their nests out of seaweed. To catch the fish they eat, cormorants cormorants actually dive and swim under the water. In some countries, fishermen train cormorants to catch fish for them. Also, cormorants can just actively eat the fish all at once, like in their mouth. Also, what's funny is, unrelated to Animal Jam, the little model for it in this just actively makes me think of a Google from Webkins. Look at that guy. I swear there's a thing for the tubes. No? They don't even have one for them here. Oh, but there's a cuttlefish. Cuttlefish aren't actually fish. They're What is this even playing? Get out of here. Cuttlefish aren't actually fish. They're cephalopods, like squids and octopuses. Ooh, cephalopod. Cuttlefish are known for their amazing ability to camouflage themselves in their surroundings. Cuttlefish change their patterns and colors quickly to hide from predators, as well as to communicate with one another. Also, smaller males will actually fake being female cuttlefish to closer to female cuttlefish whenever bigger males, I think they're called bulls, bulls are actively trying to intimidate smaller males to get with females. So basically they end up sneaking in to be there and allowed there, and the females tend to pick them over the bigger ones that are being intimidating because they know they're smarter. Sea urchin. Sea urchins are ectoderms, and they are related to seed stars. Sea urchins are covered with long, movable spines in subspecies. These spines are venomous, and they are used to fend off any potential predators. There are over 900 species of sea urchins. Also, totally do not give them a hat. They totally don't wear hats in aquariums. If you give them little hats, like rocks and rubble, they'll go put it on. A barnacle's thing here. No, I have to wait for a I said gardeneel. I can't think of what they're called for some reason right now. But just not a garden snake. Wow, I used to talk about these guys a lot because I thought they were always fun. But they're like little gardens of snakes. They're like little eels, though. They go through the ground. Just can't recall. Oh, there he is. Spotted snake eel. Oh, I was close. Spotted snake eels spend lots of their time in sand. They use their sharp pointed tails to burrow backwards to the sand, and then they come out at night to feed. Spotted snake eels can grow up to 4 feet long. When they swim, spotted snake eels move their bodies side to side in an S shape. These shops, though, unlike like the normal Jam Mart stuff, where they're separate, they went and added diamond shop stuff into this in the clothing shop because they don't have any new buildings. They just kind of added them in there, like in here. And speaking here, we're going to hunt here next. So, it's a little lag here now. Come on, click them. There we go. True oysters could be eaten cooked, raw, smoked, or canned. Sadly, these oysters produce dull and misshapen pearls. Pearl oysters cannot be eaten, but they form beautiful round pearls. These pearls are formed when something small like sand gets stuck in an oyster. Over time, the oyster wraps it in layers of nacre, which lines the inside of the shell. Scallop. Like oysters, scallops are bivalves, but unlike other bivalves, scallops are migratory. I don't know why I thought I said that wrong. Migratory, which means they like to swim around. Some scallops can quote-unquote sing by making a soft popping noise as they flap open and close while swimming. Scallops have lots of little eyes that line the edges of their mantle. Feel afraid. Biblically accurate scallop. Barrels. Barrel sponges are some of the largest of all sponge species, with some growing up to 6 feet tall. Barrel sponges live mainly in the tropical waters of the Pacific and Indian Oceans, but scientists have recently discovered huge sponge populations in the Caribbean. They estimate that some of these sponges are 2,000 years old. Clam. Get over here. Eel. The moray eel. Moray eels have lots of sharp teeth. Their teeth can almost always be seen because they keep their mouths open to pass water through their gills. Moray eels have a second set of jaws called pharyngeal jaws. These jaws help squeeze food down towards their stomach. Thanks to these jaws, moray eels can swallow large pieces of food. By the way, the thing you get for this is a little fountain with the seahorse statue. Sea cucumbers can grow to over 6 feet long. When they are threatened, sea cucumbers can eviscerate themselves. That means they shoot their internal organs out of their bodies to trap or scare predators. Eviscerate. I forgot that used it when you eviscerate someone. Well, I just did it here. I always remember it's destroy. After escaping, sea cucumbers' organs regenerate or grow back in about 6 weeks. Let me just shoot my spleen out at you. It's fine. Giant clam. Giant clams are the biggest and the heaviest mollusks. Most giant clams grow to be about a foot across, but some can grow up to 3 feet across and can weigh over 400 pounds. In the wild, giant clams permanently attach themselves to sand or coral reef rubble. They can live for over 100 years. Barracuda. With a strong underbite and sharp pointy teeth, barracudas are known for their scary appearance. Though they look fierce, barracudas mostly keep to themselves and only attack when provoked. Adult barracudas are usually solitary hunters, but they stick together in larger groups when they are younger for safety. Jellyfish. Jellyfish are related to corals and sea anemones, and like their relatives, most of them begin life as tiny polyps. Since real fish have backbones and jellyfish are invertebrates, scientists prefer to call them sea jellies. A group of jellyfish is called a smack. Because get it? Jelly? Smack? Also, you gotta love Medusa stages. Yeah. You get Medusa stages. Are you not? Wait, is that not a thing we can click? Okay. Go for this though. Kelp. Kelp is sometimes known as seaweed. Under good conditions, giant kelp can grow up to 2 feet each day. Kelp is a good source of alginate, which is used in preparing medicine, cosmetics, paper, or even ice cream. I think we can get we can get a sea star, and then there's gonna be funny fella. Gonna be this one then. There we go. Since real fish have backbones and sea stars are invertebrates, scientists prefer to call them sea stars instead of starfish. Most sea stars can actually eat outside of their bodies. When a sea star finds hard-to-reach food, its cardiac stomach comes out of its mouth, surrounds and envelops the food, and then goes back into its body. Let's click him. Elephant seal. Male elephant seals have a large proboscis, or nose-like appendage. The fact we keep calling these things proboscises is kind of annoying though to me, but I get it. That resembles an elephant's trunk. They can even inflate it. Elephant seals can dive down to over 150... That doesn't make you sing it. Elephant seals can dive down to over 1,500 feet below the surface of the ocean. When underwater, elephant seals can hold their breath for up to 100 minutes. Now to the crystal reef. One fun fact is when you have an underwater pet, you can actually bug it out by coming into here at the same time, and there used to be a thing where you do that with the Play As Your Pet party, and you'd actually be able to play with your underwater animal there, and that's how you get bugged out cosmetics for your pet. Lobster. Like crabs and shrimps, lobsters have 5 pairs of legs. On many lobsters, the first set of legs has larger claws at the end, with one claw being larger than the other. They can grow new legs and claws if they lose one by accident or to a predator. In the wild, most lobsters are greenish-brown, orange, blue, and even purple. Also, they can theoretically, technically live forever as long as they can shed, but if they can't, then that becomes an uh-oh moment. Game. Tang. Let me click the tang. I swear there's a tang, at least. We cannot click the tang, but we can get the swordfish, the whale, the mantis, the ray, the pufferfish. What's something? The tang. I'm calling them all tangs. Where is the Oh, flounder. Flounder. When flounders are young, they swim close to the surface and have an eye on each side of their head. They soon start leaning to one side, and both eyes slowly shift to what eventually becomes their top side. To protect themselves, flounders have been known to change colors from their normal grayish-brown to shades of blue, orange, and even pink. Imagine taking puberty and your eyes go on the opposite. One of your eyes just flips over like that. Humpback whales are baleen whales, which means they drain krill, plankton, and small fish out of the water by forcing it through the sponge-like baleen in their mouths. Humpback whales are the most vocal of all whales. They will quote-unquote sing songs alone, or in groups, for up to 35 minutes at a time. Their quote-unquote songs even change as the years pass. Stingray! Stingrays are flat, disc-shaped creatures that have long, sharp, and usually spiny tails. They are also known as whip-tailed rays, and they can whip their tails with enough force to puncture a wooden boat. Some stingrays can use the natural suction of their fins to uproot clams that are buried in the sandy ocean floor. Rest in peace, Steve Irwin. But do not hate the ray, for it was just doing its natural thing. Which one are we supposed to click for this? Oh, barnacle. Acorn barnacle. Like corals, barnacles form calcium carbonate shells for protection. Barnacles attach themselves to piers, rocks, and even ships using their heads. Once attached, barnacles use their small and feathery legs, called cirri, to trap small particles of food that float by. Clownfish. Come back here. Clownfish are also called anemone fish because they make their homes in sea anemones. Their bodies produce a protective layer of slime that protects them from the anemone's spines. Sea anemones protect and shelter clownfish, and clownfish help the anemones by clearing up and eating small leftovers. This is called a symbiotic relationship. Scientists meanly decided to also scrape the mucus off one, release it back, and then they went straight, normal, to an anemone, and it just died. There was no point in it either. I mean, now they know, but, he didn't do anything wrong. He just was living. Come on. Need to get a brain coral. Which one's the... There we go. Brain coral gets its name because it looks like an underwater brain. Brain corals are made of polyps, small tube-like structures that attach themselves to surfaces like rocks. Once attached, they wave their mouths and tentacles in the water to catch food. Then we got normal coral, we got the tubes. Trying to figure out which one's triggering, it's kind of annoying though. The tubes! Feather duster worm. Feather duster worms lived in long tubes. These tubes are built out of sand and mud and are held together with mucus. Feather duster worms get their name from the frilly crown of fine tentacles attached to either side of their heads. They extend these tentacles to breathe and eat, but quickly retract them at the first sight of danger. Like that. I have to find which one it wants me to click. Let me look again real quick. Oh, okay. Oh. The marlin. Marlins belong to the billfish family, which also includes sailfish and spearfish. They have long, rounded, spear-like noses that they use to slash and stab at schools of smaller fishes. Known for putting up a tremendous fight when hooked, marlins are one of the hardest fish for sport fishers to catch. Staghorn coral. If you play Minecraft, you'll know this one. Staghorn coral is a stony coral that gets its name from its resemblance to the horns of a stag or male deer. Like other living corals, staghorn corals are made from small polyps that attach themselves to surfaces. Much like their jellyfish relatives, corals use their nematode cysts, or small stinging structures to paralyze their prey. We got left here. We got some more tubes in the puffer. I believe the puffer... Oh, there he is. Come on. Pufferfish are known for their ability to puff up like a balloon when they are disturbed. Many species of pufferfish are very poisonous, and they are usually covered in prickly skin. In Japan, specialty trained chefs prepare pufferfish as a food after they carefully remove the poisonous glands and organs. I would not even tempt it. Also, I know someone that used to have a pet one, and I've seen them in just different things depicted. They just seem like they're really fun and cute if you had them and took care of them right. Now you got the tubes. These ones? No. There they are. Tube sponge. Scientists used to think that tube sponges were plants, but have since found that they are very simple animals. Sponges have no organs, but they do have cells that help them pull water through their pores to collect microscopic food particles. Tube sponges are delicate and tear easily, so they're usually found in deeper waters where waves and currents have smaller effect. There we go. Frogfish. I've seen a couple videos of frogfish before, and they're just funny. Most frogfish live in reefs, and they rely on camouflage to stay hidden and protected. Different frogfish have stripes, spots, warts, and other skin features that allow them to imitate surrounding rocks and plants. Some frogfish can even change their colors to blend in. I swear that was a clickable one. Well, I guess not. I also have one of my favorite fish in the world down in this area in general. So, are you clickable? We already clicked a crab earlier, just making sure though. Come on, click him! Is he not a clickable? There's like no way. Bro, he's not a clickable? That's actually kind of sad he's not a clickable. Yeah, we got all the deep sea critters in here though. So this shop is fine, I guess. I don't know why they had to add the mannequin shop in here, and they could have just put it in the normal other shop, but you know. They also have a game right here. I don't remember being the worst game. I remember getting all the achievements for it one time, and I just kind of stopped. Have to wait for a lot of things to just spawn. There's nothing really static here. Do I just keep seeing this person over and over? Also, I wonder if the isopod's gonna spawn first compared to some other ones. Isopod's not a fish, but my favorite fish is not that one, and I was mentioning it. The oarfish is also really cool because they're long. Oarfish are long, thin, ribbon-shaped fish that can grow up to 35 feet long and weigh over 600 pounds. Oarfish live in deep waters around the globe and are rarely seen at the surface. Today, many believe that oarfish were the inspiration for the giant sea serpents that sailors reported seeing throughout history. Oop. We're gonna claim both these just so I can get them, make sure I don't miss one. And if I see another one down here, I will do the same thing. Like this guy. I have the gulper eel. Gulper eels live in the dark depths of the ocean and have been found living 9,000 feet below the surface. Gulper eels get their name from enormous mouths, and some gulper eels have mouths that are longer than their bodies. Because they have expandable stomachs, they can eat food that is bigger than they are. Fangtooth fish are some of the deepest living fish ever discovered. They have been found as shallow as 6,500 feet and as deep as 16,500 feet below the surface. That's over 3 miles deep. Fangtooth fish are only about 6 inches long, but their scary-looking teeth, when measured in proportion to their body size, are the largest of any fish. Got an angler over here. Anglerfish. There are over 200 species of anglerfish. Most of them live at the bottom of the ocean. Female anglerfish have a dorsal spine that sticks out above their mouths. The tip of this spine is bioluminescent, which means it glows. Anglerfish uses glowing lure as bait to attract smaller fish. It's also not even part of them, if I recall. It's like a whole different organism there. And the males will actually attach themselves to the females because they're so small. Viperfish. Viperfish live up to 13,000 feet below the surface, and like some other deep-sea dwellers, they have bioluminescent or glowing organs on their bodies. They use these glowing photophores to attract their prey. Viperfish only reach about 8 inches long, but their jagged needle-like teeth are so oversized they can't close their mouths. So the ones I didn't get to read. Hatchet fish. Hatchet fish get their name because their bodies are shaped like a hatchet or small axe. Hatchet fish have a row of bioluminescent or glowing organs that line their bellies. Hatchet fish's glowing organs shine like daylight from the ocean surface when seen from below and are used to confuse predators. And then we got the isopod. Giant isopods are crustaceans that are related to shrimp, crabs, and even tiny pillbugs. Hence, isopod and pillbugs are called isopods. Oh. They are the largest of all known isopods. Giant isopods are believed to live in the deep waters of the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans. Giant isopods are scavengers, meaning they eat dead sea creatures. You can find gifs of that with, like, probably some music over it. It's fast paced. Also, there's a parasitic version of an isopod that is a tongue-eating isopod and just on their tongue, basically. It's like in clownfish mouths, you see their little face poking out. Those fellows aren't the ones I like. I like everything else isopod-wise. I have to wait for a giant squid and one of my favorite fish ever. Not my favorite fish, but one of my favorite fish. You get out of here. Are they going to be higher up? Because I don't remember where they specifically spawn. Oh yeah, there's also adventure camps for adventures on Animal Jam, and there's an underwater version. Oh. I don't like how they depict them in Animal Jam specifically, but you can tell by the shape what it is. Colinthicans. I can never say it though, even though I like them so much. Colinthicans. Coelacanths, whatever, are elusive deep-sea creatures and most live up to 2,300 feet below the surface. Coelacanths can grow to over 6 feet long and can live for up to 60 years. Coelacanths were thought to have gone extinct with the dinosaurs, but in 1933, a live specimen was caught off the coast of South Africa. They are ancient. I actually really like the depiction of them looking like little things of diamond ore. And like not Minecraft colored diamond ore, like the carbink from Pokemon. It's a good example of what I'm talking about though. And lastly, the giant squid. Most giant squids grow over 30 feet long and weigh over 400 pounds, but the biggest giant squid ever was measured was almost 60 feet long and weighed almost 2,000 pounds. Measuring it in at the size of a beach ball, giant squid's eyes are the biggest in the animal kingdom. Giant squids use these huge eyes to see the murky and dark depths of the oceans. And there we go. If I go out back to my den real quick. So call the alphas we weren't going to touch. Gonna go through them all. Just ignore how tiny the zebra was. And there we go. We have gotten it all, and it took about 2 hours. I do have enough room if I wanted to redeem like 3 of them. I do not want to redeem them for now, though. So yeah. That's probably going to be it for Animal Jam, for now at least. So, goodbye.